still feeling good, man. I don't want to say Victory Tuesday, but I'm still feeling damn good after that Browns win on Sunday. They did so much. And I think the fun thing after a win like that for the Browns, you start to really let it sink in. There's that little shock and awe when the Browns beat the 49ers. But when it starts to come out, some of the people that are telling you how good of a win that was, some of the stats, Dan Orlovsky diving into the film, telling you how good this Browns defense is, how good the D-line is. I just savor it. I love it. I want it all. I want all the roses and bouquets thrown at the Cleveland Browns. But of course, like anything, there will be naysayers. There will be detractors. There's a pretty big one out there from ESPN, Emmanuel Acho. He wanted to give the benefit of the doubt to the 49ers. Is that something that bothers Browns fans? Are we in a position that we can finally look past some of the negativity, even when it truly isn't deserved? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. I'm not letting him bring me down, though. And for a Browns Nation, that win, I think it was a signature win. And I'm going to let anybody rain on that parade. Is that how you feel? We'll talk about it on a 2 for Tuesday right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. Good morning. Welcome on into Big Play. Matt Fontana Show. We'll take you up till 11 o'clock this morning. As always, today's a big day on the show, Ryan. We have the bracket. The Big Play bracket is back. You read my chicken scratch. I have horrible handwriting, but the bracket is going to be set today, and we're bringing this back. It's the first one we've done here on the show. We do it we're going to start doing it every week now. We'll give you a topic, and we'll fill out 16, and we go on out. And really, at this point, Ryan, I only have a few spots open for the best pop.
It's getting serious, man.
We are Clevelanders. It's not soda. It's not soft drink. It's pop, okay? That's what it is. So you can always tell where people are from when they say pop or soda. Your favorite pop, it all started on a debate where Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, they flipped from what, Pepsi to Coke?
Yes,
right?
Pepsi to Coke.
I'm not trying to sway the votes here, Ryan, but we discussed it. I'm a big Pepsi fan, but Sprite is my favorite pop of all time. Sprite is in there. Pepsi is in there. Dr. Pepper is so very good.
I totally forgot about
Dr. Pepper, didn't you? Mr. Pibb for the knockoff version of that. So what you got to do, we really only have a couple spots open in the bracket. So tweet us at RyanTyler33, at MattFontana83, or the show at Matt Fontana Show, your favorite pop. So Coke is in, Pepsi is in, Diet Coke's in, Mountain Dew is in, Verner's for a good ginger ale. Dude, Canadian Dry, though, is so good. So cast your vote for just who makes the bracket, and we'll send the brackets out a little bit later. We got our 2 for Tuesday. We'll get to the morning update. Hey, I made a baseball bet that won. All right, turning the tides. We'll get into our bets with Tipico a little bit later. Yes, I lost out on the Chargers last night. I shouldn't. That was a crappy game. That was not a good football game. But nonetheless, we'll get to our bets with Tipico a little bit later. We also have judging the teams that are better than their record. I found this article really interesting this morning from NFL.com. The teams that are better than their records say. Browns were on that list. I'll tell you what they have to write. A little overreaction, underreaction from Dan Graziano this morning, and we'll get to a little bit of power rankings. I'm still on cloud 9. I still feel really good about the Browns win on Sunday. And I said I'm going to bottle this up for today. Probably eventually we're going to turn to the Indianapolis Colts. Some news coming out about them as we discussed yesterday. Sounds like Anthony Richardson's done for the season. They're going to ruin that poor man's career. They're going to ruin his career. Already needs shoulder surgery. So you're going to face Gardner Minshew and the crew on Sunday. We'll talk to Deshaun Watson. Kevin Stefanski gave a little minor update. The biggest thing Stefanski said is that Watson will actually throw this week. So there's some hope that he will be able to play. There is a conversation to be had that I think is a little crazy, but could the Browns beat the Colts without Deshaun Watson? That's for a little bit later. But we start here this morning with Emmanuel Acho. And this came out yesterday, too, that he started with they lost McCaffrey and they lost Trent Williams. Williams came back in the game. McCaffrey didn't. And Debo's the other one I was looking for. They didn't have Debo for the rest of the game. And I think Browns fans are at a point where this is semi-new to us. And it's not that we've gone and done amazing things yet. There's still a lot of football to be played. But a win like that doesn't happen all that often. So do people take offense at? Are people bothered by that when people try to give the Browns disrespect after that win? Now, I want to make sure that people understand there are a lot that are saying that was a great win from the Browns and look at this defense and the job that Jim Schwartz has done. We'll hear from Rodney McLeod and Denzel Ward in a little bit. There are plenty of people giving the due respect to the Browns, but our first two for Tuesday, does it bother you when people try to disrespect the Browns after that win? Does it bother you when you see people that try to poke holes in the win? And I got to tell you, I'm in a different place now. Let them talk. I don't care because I know what I saw. I know what I watched. And I know that people that are really diving into this game are coming out with, man, did the Browns play well. And that was I don't want to say a coming out moment for the team. We discussed, they kicked the doors open and they put the rest of the NFL on notice. You don't sneak up on any teams anymore. And I'm going to choose to focus my energy over there. I'm going to choose to look at a team that played well on Sunday, so they lost some players. The Browns were without players in that game. We know that. And I wonder if Browns fans are at a point where we've elevated ourselves beyond that. Because you read the national stories and you see what people want to say about the Browns, and I think it comes back to personal shots even at us. We are Browns fans, so when people take shots at our team, you take that as they're taking a shot at us. And Cleveland's always had that. We've always had that chip on the shoulder where people give us a bad rap and then people actually come here and see what a great city we have. That's always an uphill battle. All the, those bullcrap cliches, whatever. I'm not getting that. But, and I will admit that this starts from a place, Ryan, that the Browns going into that game didn't deserve any of that, right? The Browns were a team that has been dysfunctional, that has had problems, and we were dealing with this Deshaun Watson situation. That's another reason. I think that really kind of hit me yesterday afternoon. We got away from Watson for a little while. It's always going to come back to him. The importance of him coming back, I think, is ramped up. But I could just focus on a game for a little bit. I could just sit here and bask in the glory of that win over the 49ers. It was nice. It was a nice little break. And really, even for the rest of today, you bask in it a little bit, and you come from a level of confidence. I'm coming from perspective is different for the Cleveland Browns. I wanted to discuss this morning. Now's as good as time as any to get to it, Ryan. What did you learn, or what changed for you after that 49ers game, if anything? Because that was a pivotal moment. We had a bad taste in our mouth after that Baltimore game. You had to stew on it over the bye. You were battling injuries here and there, and you go out and you get a signature win. Did anything change for you? And the answer could be no. You could be, hey, man, that's kind of what I expected for this team. Or you could just be in complete and utter shock still on how the Browns pulled that out. But was there anything that changed for you? Perspective, playoffs, how far you think it's going to go? Defense, any of that? Because I got to tell you, the first thing that I want to sit here and make some grandiose statement about this defense. But the thing is, I thought they were really good before that game. I gave them a pass for the Baltimore game. That was a tough situation. What they did on Sunday was impressive. I think the one thing that I can take away from Sunday's game more than anything is I saw a team get a win. Corey Borquez had a game as a punter. Dustin Hopkins set a Browns franchise record with 4 straight games with a 50-plus yard field goal. Special teams were a part of it. Defense was a part of it. Offense, part of it. Running the football. I saw a team win. And I think that is so powerful. I'm not ready to sit here and say, well, you could win without Deshaun Watson. I'm not getting that crazy. We don't need to go down that path. They need Deshaun Watson back. And Sunday, I don't think was a fluke. You got the win. You played as a team. So really, my biggest takeaway was we are a step closer to that culture, to that organization that pretty much every NFL team strives to be. Guys are playing together. This is a team that came together to go out there and win a game. Then you hear from Denzel Ward and Rodney McLeod, which we will hear in a second, about the energy that the defense is bringing, what Jim Schwartz has brought to this team. And I love every ounce. I love every part of that to say that is building towards a big pie in the sky organization, franchise type thing. Was Sunday a transformational win for the organization? You save that for playoffs. You save that for Super Bowl. But damn, man, the chips were down and they found a way to get a win. That tells you the steps that this team is going to take. It's not always going to be perfect. Nothing will ever go exactly your way. But to rally and find a way to get a win, I feel even better about that today than I did right after the game, where I got done and I go, like so many people, how the hell did we win that football game? Other teams that I've seen here play for the Cleveland Browns would have folded, even late in the game. And that's another thing, going back to our 2 for Tuesday. Are you bothered by the disrespect the Browns are getting after that win? Oh, you just would have made the kick, and it would be a completely different story. I got no time for that. But the organization, the team, found a way to get a win. It wasn't an individual effort. It wasn't just a couple of groups that found a way. Everybody showed up on Sunday. And that is something that once you're rewarded with that, once the team starts to believe that things are going right, like any coaching staff, if you're not established, which Kevin Stefanski, I think, is still a really damn good coach. I don't want him going anywhere. But you need a little substance. When somebody is preaching something, even Jim Schwartz or Kevin Stefanski, you eventually need to practice that. Practice what you preach. And the defense in this team finally said, okay, this is real, what they're talking about. And we actually went out and got a tangible win for that. That is stuff that'll carry you through a season of ups and downs, through injuries, through tough stretches. And that was probably the biggest thing that I took away from. Ryan, is there something big that you took away from the game on Sunday now that we look back on it?
I would say it just reaffirmed that we got some dogs in Cleveland, and it is exciting. And it really showed that we'll go toe-to-toe with anybody. I mean, that pregame fight really set the table. I don't know if you saw, but Debo and CJ Gardner-Johnson got into some beef over it on Twitter.
Well, then did you see Greg Newsom post that the Browns came out with that boombox? Yeah. They came out with the 49ers. They wanted the smoke.
They said they own that now.
Yeah. they got a little swag. They got a little something working for them. And I want to, okay, if you can, Rod, let's pause. I want to play some sound here because this is from Rodney McLeod. And McLeod obviously knows Jim Schwartz from his time in Philly. Rodney's a new player to this team, a veteran player. He played really well on Sunday. And he was asked about the energy of the team. And I thought he spoke to something really prominent right here. Rodney McLeod from yesterday, sound courtesy of the Browns.
It's really just celebrating one another. But obviously in celebration, you have to make plays. And so, I think what we saw this week was, us making a lot of plays throughout practice, us celebrating and enjoying one another, enjoying the game in itself, and knowing that, that energy is contagious. And we talk about all the time, for us setting the pace for this team.
The defense owned that. Like, for them to say, set the pace, we will go out and do this. We can get it done. Offense, do what you need to do, but defensively, we're going to take this on our shoulders, and we'll go out there and get a win. Contagious. It makes you think a little about Jarvis. God, I miss Jarvis. I love Jarvis. He's one of my top 5 favorite Browns since '99, without a doubt. I miss him. Hopefully he's well. Is he still free agent? Still out there?
Gosh, I don't know.
He probably is. Now is getting to do a complete sidetrack. Now is getting that interesting time where some of these guys on the streets, like you see this morning, Leonard Fournette's ready to go. He's working out. He's in good health, all that kind of stuff. Now starting to get a little interesting with some transactional things. You got some injuries across the, I'm not saying the Browns should go sign Jarvis Landry, but maybe I am saying that. I don't know. I'd like to bring him back. Who knows? Something else. Here's Denzel Ward about the importance of Jim Schwartz and what he has brought to this team. Denzel Ward from yesterday.
I think it's definitely building, but to answer your question initially, I think Coach Schwartz, he's definitely came in and put the culture of this defense and this entire team on a up and up track for sure. He's instilled a lot of things into myself, into me, I think into this team that guys have been feeding off of, whether that's the energy, the communication out there, just guys playing together, just the his system that he's brought in, and just who he is as a person, and just having guys wanting to play for him and play for this team. So he's definitely done a lot since his time being here, and he's a great coach.
All of this kind of points back to Jim Schwartz. And to have this team that stepped up, and they wanted the smoke, and then backed it up. I love it. I love it so much. Instead of guys fighting with one another, infighting with the coaches, we have players that are actually going to try to take it to, I don't know, what a novel idea, the opponent. They focus their energy on the opponent and trying to take it to them. They lose that game, they get smoked. Everybody's going to make fun of them for the boombox. Everybody's going to talk about how stupid that looked. But that is sometimes what you need. That is, like, confidence is such an amazing thing. When you have confidence in what you do and who you are, that will take you a lot of places. But you got to have substance to it. Because we all know somebody, whether it's at work or in your personal life, they just exude it, but you know there's nothing really behind it. Because they don't work for it, because it doesn't produce. Confidence, you need it to produce. And that is what the Browns have. They have some swag. They have some mo. And now it's producing things. You know what that's only going to do? Continue to raise the bar. Now, the confidence is important because that will also get you through the tough times. I don't think I'm breaking any news. The Browns are going to lose another game this season. As much as I don't want them to, they will lose another game. But then you come out of that and you need to recapture that confidence or have it throughout to say, you know what? We played a hard game. That was tough. We lost. That's okay. But we're right back at it. You're telling me that the Browns are going to show back up in Berea tomorrow on Wednesday and look at the Indianapolis Colts and say, we're coming for your ass. We're coming for you guys. Now, it's not to the level of the 49ers. And I'll say that right now. They're not the level of a lot of teams in the NFL. Still deserve respect. They are a team that I could see them finding a way to win. But that confidence level to say, we just took down the powerhouse, and we are going to do what we did to them, we're going to do it to you guys. And then lo and behold, if you could just sprinkle in me a little Deshaun Watson, if you could. I said I wasn't going to talk Watson. Give me 2 seconds here. Probably more than that. It is so imperative that he comes back for this game. I know the reports are out there. Do you have the Stefanski cut right there for me, Ryan? Pull that up. Kevin Stefanski asked yesterday about the update on Deshaun Watson heading into the week.
We'll know more as the week progresses, Mary Kay. He's working through his rehab, which does include throwing, but not going to get into specifics past that. But he's making progress for sure.
Okay, we know the Browns have changed how they approach this thing. That's fine. The update there is he's going to throw this week. That's good. Sometimes no news is good news. Sometimes just a little bit is fine. And they're going to approach this. But I am putting the onus that I need Deshaun Watson to play Sunday. I need him out there because, again, I don't see this as like a gift or a bonus that you beat the 49ers, but you have now put yourself in a position. You got to take advantage of it. You have got to take advantage of it. Now, Sunday could be a game again that the defense just leads you to some 13-6 win, or you just eke out. I don't want to do that. I'd like to just smoke the Colts. Do you think, and I thought about this for tomorrow's show, but now's as good a time as any. Appreciate you joining us on a Tuesday. Hopefully you join us on a Wednesday tomorrow too. Same topic. Same show every day. Do you think the win changes how the Browns approach Watson's injury? Because you could say, hey man, we weren't supposed to get that win. We got it. Yeah, maybe we take an extra week. Because I said after the San Fran game, win or lose, however it was going to play out, that the time, like the extra time was what was needed. Now you say, okay, you got that win. There's a world that you could try to say you are now afforded another week for Deshaun Watson to sit. I'm kind of the opposite. I need to make it now. I need to get to work now and get this win against the Colts. You could do it without Watson, but it'd be a lot better and easier if you did. We'll see. We'll get more updates on that as we roll on. So our 2 for Tuesday is up. First up, the disrespect. And it's really, I'm dare I say, Ryan, I think it's just one person. I think it's Emmanuel Lodge. I really don't know anybody else that has been out here saying like the Browns, like, you know, it's really just him. I guess there could be other people, but he's the one that most people jumped on after saying, oh, you know, they lost McCaffrey, they lost Debo, they lost Trent Williams. And I'll just vote. It doesn't bother me at all. It really, there's no part of me that is bothered by that because I know what I saw. And if you want to be negative on it, sometimes negative gets clicks. That's fine. I got nothing for it. I'm coming from a pretty strong place right here. I don't really care what anybody has to say about it. I know what I saw. So it doesn't bother me. So vote on our first 2 for Tuesday. Are you bothered by some of the disrespect that some have given the Browns after the victory? I don't. Not at all. Ryan, cast your vote.
Keep it coming.
Yeah.
Let's use it as fuel.
That's fine. Send it in there. Now, maybe the harder question this morning. 'Tis the season. I love the fall. Fall's my favorite time of the year because it has my two favorite holidays, Halloween and Thanksgiving. Which one's better? Which one's better? Halloween or Thanksgiving? Padone has already tweeted Halloween, and don't even try to tweet at him. He goes, go debate a wall about it. Brian tweets, a very tough call. I voted Halloween because we get to celebrate it all month, but Thanksgiving is my favorite single day holiday. Halloween, I mean, you own it. Like, you put your decorations up. Halloween parties are some of the best parties to go to. If you went to college or of a younger time, Halloween parties were always a lot of fun. And there is an element that I'm proud to say for my family, just not even my wife and our kids, but her side of the family and my brothers. My brothers take it to an nth degree on their Halloween costumes. I don't want to send pictures out there. There are pictures. My two brothers went as one year Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy from SpongeBob. Looked amazing. They've gone as Harry and Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber. My brothers, they really go all in. I don't want to spoil potentially what the Fontana clan has worked up, but I'm very excited for this year. So Halloween is fun because, to Brian's point, you can celebrate it all month. There's candy. There's nothing wrong with that. And people that really own it can own it. Now, I flip over to say that Thanksgiving is a glorious day. If back in the day you woke up to go play Turkey Bowl, I have long since been retired from that. I have a scar to prove it, Ryan. I'm done with that.
No, you're not. We'll get you back out there.
There's a day I know my son will probably try to go out there with his buddies. Like, look, Dad can still, sling the pill here, son. Come on. I'll be like, ah! My arm will fall off. I'll have to have another surgery on something probably. But Thanksgiving is so great because you have football all day, which is fun. Get the Lions the hell off of that, by the way. But there's food. This was a long-standing debate on my prior show. Stuffing. Because I had a co-host. Shout out to Danny. I love you very much, Dan. And he would freak out because he would always say, if stuffing was that good, you would eat it year-round. And I said, no. You don't understand. Stuffing is some of the pinnacle of the culinary world. And if you ate it every week or every day or whatever, you would lose the essence of it. But when you sit down on Thanksgiving and you make that plate and half of it is stuffing, little turkey, nobody really likes cranberry sauce, but that's fine. There's no better joy. Just heap the gravy all over it. You just get fat. You eat your face off. You finish it off with some pumpkin pie or an apple pie. You sit down, you take a nap, and you wake up, and you know what else you do? You sit down and you eat again, and there's more football on TV. Enjoy a nice cocktail while you can. Thanksgiving is a glorious day. This is really hard for me because they're my two favorite holidays, without a doubt. And to kind of maybe push it over the top, Halloween's got more like pop culture. I will watch Halloween. I will watch Hocus Pocus, and I can't wait to show. I don't know if I told it. So my neighbors put up a giant Jack Skellington, from Nightmare Before Christmas, and my son loves it. Every day runs out there. He says Jack. He tries to get it to light up. Bad news, it fell over. Dude, this thing is tall. It's like, I think some people have seen it there at Home Depot. This thing's like probably 15 feet tall. And it blew over in the wind last night. So I come out to take my son to school. The look on his face, he's like, what happened to Jack? I'm like, I don't know. He fell over. Sandbags and steaks sometimes are not steak like meat, steak in the ground. Sometimes they're very important. So with Halloween, you get that side of it too. There's movies that to be watched, like they do, as a Freeform or whatever ABC Family used to be. I think they do the 31 Days of Halloween, and there's always great. I'm not some psycho. I haven't shown my son Halloween Michael Myers yet. There will be a day. I'm not saying the day is today. There will be a day. So you can kind of, like, that's another element to Halloween that Thanksgiving doesn't have. I don't want to vote.
I'm torn as well because
really
there's so
hard
many
vote.
perks to both. Like, I look at Halloween.
I know.
And I think it's more of like, do I have more, say, fun on Halloween? Yes. However, I think there's more perks on Thanksgiving in terms of football, food, family.
Yeah.
just that's so tough, Matt.
Well, and somebody let me know about this too. For, again, a younger generation, the busiest bar night of the year, the night before Thanksgiving, back when you were, in college, you came home and you kind of went back out, again, long past my days. But
Matt, what do you call that? Because I heard in my group, we call it Blackout Wednesday. Is that a thing?
I don't know. Google
Or did
it.
we just make that up?
I'll give you guys credit for it.
We need someone in the...
No, if you Google Blackout Wednesday, it tells you the day.
Okay.
Oh, some people call it Drinksgiving.
Okay.
I've not heard that either. Drive safe, by the way, please, for love of God, drive safe out there.
Can I say that's my favorite holiday?
That's fine.
I'm
I mean,
just
well,
kidding.
you'd have to lump that into Thanksgiving. Yeah. Because, again, most people are off work on Thanksgiving. Shout out to service industry workers and everybody. Because no matter what, at the Fontana household, it just always seems to come up on either Thanksgiving morning or Christmas morning that we need to go to the store for something. And shout out to Discount Drug Mart. I think they're the only store that's actually open on Christmas morning and Thanksgiving. So for all those workers out there that work those shifts, thank you very much for that. Because most people, and then the other thing too, what's better for a hangover other than waking up and just stuffing your face with food? And I'm getting nitpicky here. The only thing about Thanksgiving is you got to wait till about 3:00. It's not like you eat at noon. Usually you're waiting till the afternoon, but then you have leftovers. Okay. So here's another one. If you partake, you fold Black Friday into Thanksgiving if you're a big Black Friday shopper.
Yeah.
And I grew up in an era a little before Amazon where it really took off. I remember as a kid, I was born, I'm 34, so I grew up in the 90s pretty much, early 2000s. And I remember an era where family friends would be like, we're waking up and we're going shopping. And I knew some people that did it, but not everybody. And it was a thing, but then I remember this giant shift. And I want to say it was 2000s, maybe 2010, around there, where it exploded. And you had people fighting in the store. You had lines around the block, people standing out there for hours. There were people that would eat dinner on Thursday, go take a tent and sit outside of Walmart or Best Buy or wherever they were going and camp out for the night. I feel like it's calmed down since, mostly because of the online shopping. But I remember when it got really bad with Black Friday shopping, it became it's like you're sitting out there for 8 hours to save $200 on, but it wasn't the money for the people. It was I got it. I got into the store and I got this deal. It was an accomplishment that people had. So I think there could be a better case for the overall totality of Thanksgiving, because you got to add Black Friday and you got to add the busiest bar night of the year on Wednesday on top of all the food. Damn this.
But then, Matt, back to your point, which is huge, I think, the whole pop culture thing, because the holiday shows and the Halloween shows and the Halloween movies are just so much better. In fact, I just watched Beetlejuice for the first time 2 days ago.
Wait, did you say the first time?
Yeah. It was good. I loved it.
What were you doing for 21 years of your life?
Not watching Beetlejuice.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
First time ever.
You are 22 years old, right?
Correct.
And you've never seen Beetlejuice?
I knew
until
about it for
2 days ago.
Correct.
I'm afraid to ask what other movie you've never seen. Have you seen Halloween, the original Halloween with Michael Myers?
I have. I've seen all the Halloweens.
All right,
but
just making
Beetlejuice,
sure.
It was good.
I know it is. It's very good. It's great. Talk about that run for Michael Keaton real quick. Batman to Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Mr. Mom.
It took me halfway through the movie to realize that was Alec Baldwin.
Really?
Yeah,
There's a lot of Baldwin brothers. You can't remember which one it is, but it's Alec Baldwin.
God, it was such a good movie. I
know it is. Trust me.
I was surprised.
A young Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
Gina Davis. Don't sleep on Gina Davis in that movie. Now I'm pulling up Michael Keaton filmography. It was honestly
so good. Talk about Michael Keaton filmography. He's the last person to star in 2 back-to-back Best Picture winners, 2015 Spotlight and 2016 Birdman.
Oh, there you go. Good for Michael. Good pull on that. He went from Beetlejuice in 88, Clean and Sober, The Dream Team, into Batman, One Good Cop in 91, Batman Returns in 92. Multiplicity in 96. He's the best. He's the best. But yeah, Beetle. Man, I can't believe you've never seen it before.
I knew that was gonna when I said that.
I can't believe that.
You were gonna have a reaction.
Bioexorcist. Great flick. And a good, again, it's scary, but that's the other debate if parents are out there. My wife and I have gone through, and our son's too. He's not going to remember any of these movies, but I want to show him Nightmare Before Christmas. And she goes, I don't know. And I said, well, he'll see Jack. So he already knows who Jack Skellington is. And I said, so at least there's that. But I'd love in the Twitter inbox if people think that Nightmare Before Christmas would be too scary for a 2-year-old. I might just show it to him anyway and see what happens. Be dealing with nightmares every single night. All right, I don't know if I can vote, but I have to see the responses. Oh, God. I can't. And it really doesn't mean anything here to celebrate. Because a lot of times with these 2 for Tuesdays, we'll ask, one goes away forever. So if you could imagine that you only get to celebrate one forever.
Yeah.
Good God.
Thanksgiving's kicking some butt.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's 83 to 17%.
There's no way it is that crazy. Is it? Oh, my God. Why?
And we need Nick on here because he picked Halloween.
Is Padone coming in today? Stop in, Nick.
He definitely is.
What?
He definitely is.
I'm not saying that one wasn't going to. I was thinking 60-40. You're talking 80-20? Thanksgiving?
83-17 Thanksgiving. 110 votes.
Vote at Matt Fontana Show. Good Lord. I did not see that. I don't understand that. I really don't. All right, vote on that. Our 2 for Tuesday. Up at Matt Fontana Show. Drop us a follow there on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, I've got power rankings. I've got the overreaction, underreaction from Dan Graziano. The Browns are there, and he's also got one about the Bengals. Also an NFL.com article. 5 teams that are better than their records say. Browns are on that list. We'll get to that coming up. Continue to vote at Matt Fontana Show on our 2 for Tuesday. We'll get our bet credits rolling a little bit later with Tipico. And, of course, we'll make our selections. I'm hot on baseball. I missed on Monday Night Football, though. I had a savory little parlay rolling last night, but nonetheless. And, of course, we got you locked and loaded here, folks. Cam Justice. Shout out to Cam. Love Cam. She's the best. And she was on Big Play. Big Play. She was on Big Play. She was on the Reflog Show last night. So if you missed that replay with her, go back, check it out all over on our social media platforms. Did you see the new merch that dropped this morning?
I did.
The Big Play store, The Wolf.
Shout out Cody.
Dave or Ryan or Cody or anybody with Big Play management are listening, I need to cop one of those tomorrow.
Shout out our artist, Cody Dowd. Also, yeah. Browns are 2-0 when he makes the game day poster.
So Cody works for us. I think a lot of people follow Cody on Twitter as they should. He's fantastic. He's just so talented.
Oh, he's so talented.
And the Browns do these game posters, and they don't. They rotate through a couple of artists. And yeah, Cody is drawn for 2 wins, the Titans and the 49ers. So I would make him the permanent artist.
I said Browns need to sign him to a lifetime contract.
No joke, man. I need one of these. I'm going to retweet this right now. BigPlay.com for all of our merch, and it's all there, folks. Hanford Show, we have that new show with Greg and Blake Williams. Come get some. Drennan Show, bonus time. Chico and I every day. We're building something here, folks, and we appreciate everybody that's joined us for a couple of minutes. You follow anywhere. Big Play Network's growing. Where you want it, how you want it, when you want it. I haven't even mentioned the Bobby Carpenter Show with Anthony Schlegel. Of course, we're on Bally's, too. You'll see Josh and Maria Cribbs with the return. It is Tuesday, so you have Josh and Maria's show tonight. Tomorrow with Drennan. Do we know when Greg and Blake are going to be doing their show?
I'm not sure on that.
All right, check it out. BigPlay.com for everything that you need. We're all over with what you need. Of course, Chico coming up from 12 to 2. Let's catch a break. When we come back, we have a lot to dive into. Overreaction, underreaction, power rankings, and the 5 teams in the NFL that are better than their record suggests. Got you locked and loaded. Stay with us. Fontana Show right here in Big Play. right, back here on the Matt Fontana Show, 9 to 11 every morning right here on Big Play, YouTube, Facebook. Check us out on Twitter as well, at Matt Fontana Show for all the live streams. Update on our quick 2 for Tuesday questions. First up, asking everybody, does it bother you the disrespect the Browns were kind of given after that victory? 63-36 people say no. Jay Wiz tweets, the injury excuses are hilarious with the weather. Browns lost the best running back in the league and played an elite and played an XFL quarterback, for them. Buck Sips, they won one game against a very good team that was without 2 of their best players. Win 4 in a row, beat Pittsburgh and Baltimore, and then we can talk about it. Cujo, they won by a missed kick. How's that disrespectful? We were lucky, not skillful. All right, fair enough. And the harder question this morning, I guess not because it's 80-20, Thanksgiving or Halloween, in the inbox, so to speak. Slander against stuffing is not good. Caleb says the only reason that you eat stuffing is because you just slather it with gravy and it's the closest. They just eat gravy. Why don't you just spoonfuls of gravy and eat it? Ewing tweets, Thanksgiving because of the food, football, and then by 8 p.m. it's the start of Christmas. There are people that, like, come Friday, the Christmas tree is up. That's a glorious time, too. I love Christmas. Christmas is third, though. I go back and forth on 1 and 2 of Thanksgiving and Halloween, then Christmas. So really, we are entering the prime time of the year, so to speak. I head over to NFL.com and I bring up the 5 teams better than their record. Jeffrey Chiladia brings this one up. And these are 5 teams with a record that he believes does not really reflect their team. Number 1, the Cincinnati Bengals at 3-3. So, Ryan, I will ask all these questions to you. Are the Bengals better than their 3-3 record? You paused. I would say then that would be a no.
Well,
don't overthink it.
They are. I mean, they're better than a 500 record for sure.
They are. And I mean, the Burrow injury is the big thing. I think there's something brewing down there with T. Higgins. He's injured. They know he's not going to be there. Could they move him? That defense is still, like, they lost some key pieces on that defense, man. And if you really, really want to read into the Bengals, I will bring up who they have played. Because the same thing, I said this about Baltimore, because I think Baltimore's a little phony. But in the 6 games that the Bengals have played, they have lost to us, the Ravens, and the Titans. The other 3 teams they played, the Rams, who are not a juggernaut team, the Cardinals, who suck, and they beat the Seahawks this weekend. Okay, fine. Do you know their next 2 games, Ryan? San Francisco and Buffalo. Tell me San Fran's not good and pissed off. Well, will the excuses be made for the Bengals if Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel don't play in that game?
Probably not.
I'll hang up and listen. They still also have to play the Jags and the Chiefs later in the season. So their schedule's not quite as easy as you'd think. On the whole, though, my gut feeling says, yes, the Bengals are better than their 3-3 record. Are the Houston Texans better than their 3-3 record, Ryan Tyler?
I'm comfortable with saying I really like their record at 3-3. I think they're a perfectly 500 team that's in rebuild mode and has a lot of young talent and a new head coach that has some fire under them.
They've lost the Ravens, the Colts, and the Falcons. They beat the Jags, the Steelers, and the Saints. Those 3 wins are pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't think they're as good as their 3-3 record, though. If I have to pick one, I'm going to say they're not as good as their record suggests. Next up, the L.A. Rams. So semi-rebuild there for the Rams. McVay comes back. Remember when that was the whole thing that he left? He was going to leave and he came back, whatever. 3-3, they beat the Seattle Seahawks, the Colts, and the Cardinals. They've lost the 49ers, the Bengals, and the Eagles. So their 3 losses are against 3 pretty good teams. I believe they are better than their 3-3 record. I do. I think they're better than that 3-3 record.
Yeah, I do as well. And I remember before the game last week, I said I think they're probably the best. Well, yeah, they're probably the best 2-3 team at the time. I like Sean McVay a lot. Now they really got a running back problem. I saw Kyron Williams about to go out, but they got Cooper Kupp back. Puka Nacua blew up. Matt Stafford still is very serviceable, average NFL quarterback. I like the Rams a lot, actually.
The Jets, 3-3. I don't think they're as good as their record. Okay, you beat the Eagles. Yes, they were all both missing their starting corners. That was a great job by the Jets.
Yeah.
We know they're worse than that. And again, to Jeffrey's point, these are all teams that he thinks are better than their record. He thinks the Bengals are better than their record. He thinks the Texans are better than their record. The Rams and the Jets. I think we disagree on the Jets, though. And then finally, He believes the Cleveland Browns are better than their 3-2 record. He writes, anybody who watched that win over the 49ers realizes the Browns are as dangerous as they've been in years. They beat a team that have been whipping opponents. I mean, that's the thing, too. The 49ers were just unstoppable. And they did it without Deshaun Watson. It's fair to argue that the injuries to Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey had to put that in there.
Makes you want to run
Plague the 49ers. Don't do that. We can't fix it. That would also be a huge slight to the Browns defense, which has been elite all season and frustrated the Niners' prolific passing attack. You flustered Brock Purdy in that game. Jeffrey writes, Cleveland's been a team that's been intriguing since training camp, largely because of Watson, but also because of Jim Schwartz. Now we're seeing what that buzz is all about. The Browns have a look of a legitimate playoff contender as long as Watson can build on the momentum he created before his shoulder injury. I stop right there. It was not a lot of momentum built, but there was a little. We all got done with that Titans game feeling a little bit better about Deshaun Watson. Not a lot, but a little. And the shoulder injury, I think, has put a damper on that. But that's another reason why I know it's an injury. I know it can change in a day. They need Deshaun Watson back for Sunday, even more than they need him for Baltimore and even more than they need him for San Francisco. I will sit here and tell you right now today that this is the most important game for Deshaun Watson to come back for. You're saying that's crazy. It's the Colts. We could beat the Colts without him. You have got to ride this momentum. You have got to grab this. And you know what could give you even a bigger boost? Watson is back.
Yeah.
And even if I don't need him out there throwing it 55 times, just even him being back. People discredit this maybe more than they should. This is an emotional game. These are still human beings that are playing this game that have emotions. We saw that emotion sometimes with the fight. But imagine these guys that are going through their week of practice. What a boost and lift it would be that Watson is coming back. That's not a shot at P.J. Walker. That's not a shot at Dorian Thompson-Robinson. But for all those guys, we're putting this work in. We got this, and you're on the upswing. And if you got Deshaun Watson back for this game, man, even again, he's not that impactful. Or he's out there, but he's still limited. I think it is so imperative that the Browns get Watson back for this game to continue that momentum. And yeah, there might be a little like downturn in his performance or a little downturn in his productivity. I'm expecting that, Ryan, but at least getting him back, I think, would just be massive for everybody this week.
Yeah, and take this for what you will, but you remember, obviously, Deshaun Watson in Houston was in the AFC South with the Colts, so he's played in Lucas Oil a lot, and when he played in Lucas Oil, I think he's averaging over 300 yards. So to come back from that shoulder injury, maybe play in a place that you're comfortable with, you've had success there, I think it could be a big step towards this said momentum for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Next up, we go to ESPN. This is from Dan Graziano, his overreaction or underreaction from the week. Number one, Jim Schwartz was the best acquisition any team made all offseason. That is not an overreaction from Dan Graziano. Again, we know we got the win, his write-up. The numbers speak for themselves. Entering Sunday, the Browns ranked first in defensive efficiency according to ESPN's Power Football Index. They ranked 30 in offense. They've allowed just 1,000 yards this season. Only two teams since the 1970 merger have allowed fewer yards in their first 5 games. The 71 Colts and the 70 Vikings. So again, 50 years. The Browns are doing something here. These are practically prehistoric numbers the Browns are putting up on defense. Dan agrees with me. If Watson can somehow make it back from his right shoulder injury soon and the offense can get itself on track, Cleveland is going to be a major problem. Clearly, the Browns have the players, but Schwartz has brought it all together. And Colts turned that football over 4 times against Jacksonville this past weekend.
Yep.
They say turnovers come in bunches. You pick Brock Purdy off for the first time, get after Gardner Minshew. And he writes, like, that's not an overreaction. It's tough because he's not a head coach. And so the next one up, D'Amico Ryans is the coach of the year. And he actually does say that is an overreaction.
Yeah.
That award gets tricky because it usually goes to the team like you're on the up and come and you turn them around like Brian Dable. Really, all the winners. Dable got it. Stefanski got it, whatever, fine. I still think Kyle Shanahan's coach of the year, but I digress. But yeah, DeMeco Ryans changing the culture there is certainly important and on that rebuild. But like the Browns were primed. That's why I think it even leans more of what Dan is saying, that Jim Schwartz was the best offseason coaching acquisition that anybody could have made because it puts you over the edge. It would be like if the Chiefs or the Eagles or this team, they brought that final piece in. And I want the Browns to get to that level, but it seems like Jim Schwartz unlocked something. He unlocked what this defense was and is. And has become the most important part of the team. It's rare you'd ever do this to coordinate. Could you imagine where we'd be without Jim Schwartz? Scary, right? Think about that. I don't know where we'd be without him. And usually it's the flip, right? We want the coordinators fired and this guy sucks at his job and we don't want to. But it's weird to say, I don't know where we'd be without Jim Schwartz. He's not the head coach. He's not the general manager. He's the defensive coordinator. Then comes up somebody's going to call at the end of the season and offer him a head coaching job. I don't want to think about it. And he might not want to get back into that ring. There are coaches that have said, you know what? I tried that. It's a different ball game. Didn't really like it. I'm cool with where I'm at. And especially for Jim Schwartz, who seems that he really likes it here in Cleveland, tell me that he has not bought 10 years. Well, I'll say 10 years. I know how Browns fans operate. He's bought himself some cachet. Yeah. We can flip, man, in 3 weeks. Be like, get him out of here. Fire his ass. That's how we roll. I get it. But he's bought himself a lot of cachet. He could sit here. I'm sure he's pulling a nice salary. I heard some of those things this offseason. He's well compensated. I'll just put it that way.
So Matt, to that point, shout out our guy Jack Duffin. He had a really, really good tweet kind of on that topic. So in the last 4 years, defensive coordinators that were hired to be head coaches, and this doesn't include internal promotions, but we're not worried about that.
Yeah.
So 2020 there were none actually.
I hope we don't have to worry.
Yeah. I guess I shouldn't put the cart before the horse, but
I hope we don't have to deal with that.
2021, the two defensive coordinators that became head coaches we know are Robert Saleh and Brand Staley for Los Angeles.
Okay.
Those are both first-time hires.
Saleh, okay. Staley, probably not okay.
Yeah. 2022, only one, Matt Eberflus.
Not okay.
2023, only two as well. DeMeco Ryans, Houston,
working out,
and Jonathan Gannon, which that's to be seen.
Yeah.
So the pattern will show you. It's kind of, and these were all first time. So the pattern shows you it might not be as likely as it seems that Jim Schwartz could transition to a head coach.
But and that's the NFL's world. There's not a lot of defensive. They're all offensive minded guys. That's kind of where we're at. That's the. Yeah. Listen, it's a good problem to have. That means that Jim Schwartz is doing something amazing and people are going to come call. And you sometimes you lose good people. And that's, again, a mark of success when you have front office people that move on or coaches. But I would hope that Schwartz is like, dude, I did the head coaching thing. Yeah. I know what that world entails. It's a lot less pressure here being a DC. He's almost built himself the place, and I don't want to do this, but it's just, we need to. If there was a change at head coach, I would imagine that the organization would say, yeah, you can come in, but you ain't changing, you can bring everybody else in that you want, but you're not changing the DC. So I think he's built it. I think he's fine there. So I agree with Dan Graziano. Not an overreaction that was the biggest acquisition any team made all offseason. Again, back up, overreaction, underreaction from Dan Graziano. Coach of the year is already over DeMeco Ryans. He said that's an overreaction. I kind of agree with him. They've had a nice turnaround. Let's see how the rest of the season plays out. If somehow the Texans found themselves in the playoff hunt, yeah, sure. But I still think it's Kyle Shanahan at this point. I really do. It was a little more when they were still undefeated, but I still think he deserves it. And can I shooting from the hip here? I'm gonna look this up. Kyle Shanahan, I was right. Do you know he's never won Coach of the Year?
I actually did know that.
That's one of those amazing things that you go, wait, what? Really? The other one is that Nolan Ryan never won the Cy Young.
I did not know.
Did you know that? He walked too many guys. He walked a lot of guys. Oh, did you see that other Nolan Ryan stat that came out the other? These stats have been around for 30 years, but they recycled them. that, quality and non-quality starts. I can't remember the metric. I think it's 5 innings. Anything less than 2 runs is a quality start. So in his career, Nolan Ryan had like 111 non-quality starts. His ERA in those starts was 2.2. And he didn't win a single one of those games. He was like 0-102 or something like that.
You just have no offense?
I guess, yeah, probably with the Rangers.
Sounds like the Guardians.
Again, like Nolan Ryan's thing is he always walked people. But yeah, Nolan Ryan never won a Cy Young. Never once. And Kyle Shannon's never won Coach of the Year. So it's like the LeBron fatigue fact. He's the best. Not now. I think the time has passed for LeBron, but truly he's the best, and they just couldn't give it to him every single year. Next up, the Bengals are about to go on a run and roll to their 3rd straight AFC North title. Overreaction, underreaction from Dan Graziano, and he says that's an overreaction. He goes, I picked the Bengals to win the Super Bowl in the preseason. Obviously, I believe they can still win the division. But the idea that they're going to go on another 10-game winning streak isn't going to hold up. This division is tough. We've already talked about the Browns. They joined the Ravens as teams that have already beaten the Bengals this season. Cincinnati's first 2 games out of its bye, San Francisco and Buffalo. Oh, since he's on their bye this weekend, San Fran and Buffalo. No pushovers by any stretch, and they still have Jacksonville, Baltimore, Kansas City, Pittsburgh, and another game against us coming up. And the Vikings. Oh, how about this? For the Bengals on the way out, they only have one team that has a losing record, and that's the Vikings, who at the end of the season could be pushing it all in anyway who sees. He writes, the Bengals have what it takes to win their 3rd straight division title, especially if Burrow's leg is really better, but no one thinks that it'll be a smooth ride. I agree. The Lions are the best team of your lifetime. And he says that is not an overreaction. And I agree. He said no matter how old you are, this might be the best Lions team. They've won 4 straight, all by 14 or more points. The last time Detroit did that was 1969. Nice. They are a very good team. I don't know why I can't buy them. Like, as we do our picks, and I really have had this, like, shift a little bit where I need to start buying what the Lions are selling. I think it's Dan Campbell. I don't know why. But, yeah, are they, like, do they have all these top players? No, it's Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown, who has established himself now as a really good player. Jahmyr Gibbs is hurt. Now, David Montgomery is hurt, too. That's a tough one for them. But, yeah, they're just, like, not talked about for some reason. And they're not maybe given the respect that's due. But, yes, I would agree with Dan that this is the best Lions team that we've ever seen. And then the Jets are going to find their way to the playoffs without Aaron Rodgers. He said that's not an overreaction. He goes, if I said overreaction, Greeny might not ever let me back on Get Up. He said their schedule gets a lot easier on the way out. They still have both Dolphins games, along with Buffalo and us late in the year. But their schedule the way out looks really easy. And he said there's a chance they could get to 10 or 11 wins.
No. Absolutely.
I don't think so either. I don't.
Absolutely not.
Hang on. I want to look up. I'm glossing over the rest of their schedule. You want to do the schedule game for the Jets?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So they are 3-3. Let's say 10 wins gets you there. So they need 7 more, right? They're on their bye this weekend too. Okay, then they're at the Giants. I'll give you a win. Chargers, loss. Raiders, yeah. Bills, loss. Dolphins, loss. Falcons, win. Texans, win. Fine. Dolphins, again, loss. Commies, win. Browns, loss. Patriots, win. It's 5. I got them at 8. With a game in between, I can't tell about the Raiders.
Yeah, and I mean, even like the game with I think they can beat the Raiders, but even like a game with the Falcons or even a game with the Texans, it's like
I'm not.
Yeah, so those would have to be his wins. So it's I don't see.
And
that
also,
happening.
you're betting on Zach Wilson to get a lot better.
And you go back and look at that Philadelphia game. Did they play good? Yeah, I mean, especially their defense.
Philly choked that game.
Yeah, their defense was great, but obviously wasn't a tremendous game for
Here
Philadelphia.
I'm giving disrespect to a team that won a game, like I've been fighting all that. Philly choked that game. Get out of here.
But and then you go back and look. Really, I believe their longest drive in the game was something like 54 yards. I mean, their offense did enough in that specific specific game to win it, but it's really not sustainable. And to say the Jets are going to go win 10 games, I think that's a stretch.
No, I agree. All right, get your. I haven't brought this up enough too. We need your votes for our bracket of the week. We're doing your favorite pop RFK UK tweets A&W root beer. So I got A&W cream soda in here too. Should I tell you what I have so far?
Let's do it.
Regular Coca-Cola, Verner's, Sierra Mist, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, Cherokee Red, which is just so good, Diet Coke, Mountain Dew, Tahitian Treat, which is great, A&W root beer, Sprite, A&W cream soda, Orange Crush. Got 3 spots open. Do you have one that you want to throw in there that I haven't said already?
So I don't think this is considered a pop, but it's kind of like you always see it at the machines where you can go fill your cup, your cup up wherever you get it. But like
Hawaiian Punch.
Yes,
That's where I knew we were going.
Yes,
I'll give you a Hawaiian Punch.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Hawaiian Punch. Yeah, it's not a pop because it's carbonated.
I love how you knew what I was going to say too.
I knew we were going. We had to qualify because it's the same thing. Like, what? Tahitian Treat is carbonated, is it not? I think it is.
I don't even know what that is, if I'm being honest.
You don't know what's a Tahitian Treat?
No.
Oh man, it's delicious. It's kind of like a carbonated Hawaiian Punch, to be honest. With you. It's very good. Tahitian Treat is very good. All right, so we only got 2 more. Get those in at Matt Fontana Show, at Matt Fontana 83. Continue to vote Thanksgiving or Halloween. We'll revisit all that as we approach hour 2. It is upon us. We'll get to the morning update. We got Time Hop. We also got our picks for baseball tonight. Do we have 2 games again tonight? Good question. I think we just have 1. I think the AL is off tonight. Yep, it's just Arizona, Philly. Philly dice job last night. I had them at a 1.5 on the money line, or assuming on the spread. They got that done. Cavs with a nice victory, and they played a European team. That's fine. Cavs are in action last night as well. So we'll get to our bets coming up with Tipico. Folks, Tipico is the place to go. All your dude, you know what I cashed yesterday? That boost. They had that boost of both teams to get a hit in the first inning. Corbin Carroll had a little broken bat single, and then the Phillies came out and just mashed home runs in the bottom of the first. So I cashed that. That was plus, I think, 226 there on Tipico. I was a winner before the first inning ended.
The angel of playoff baseball death.
Maybe I'm turning it around. And again, I took the Phillies minus a 1.5. We'll get to our boost for tonight. But I love Tipico for that. They've got your odds. They've got your spreads. It's super easy to do the same game parlays, too. You can mix some things in. So this is a parlay I almost hit last night. Was Dak Prescott over completions. He missed it by 1. 50 yards for Keenan Allen and CeeDee Lamb. That was not a worry. And then the Chargers money line. But I had that up. I think that was like a plus 600 little parlay there for me on Tipico. Rebound tonight, though. I love it. Get signed up with that code BIGPLAY150. You get 115 bet credits plus a $30 dog pound futures bet. Lock in the player props, and the boosts are where it's at. Like odds are everywhere, and they're all over the place. What I think sets Tipico apart is the interface, which is easy to use, the app, which is great, and the boosts.
They truly do have, and I'm not even just saying this, they truly do have some of the best odds I've seen.
Yeah, they do, and I love them because they're different. They're just some fun stuff, and there's boosts. Like sometimes with other sports books, you'll see a boost for the big game or something like that. They have boosts for a lot of things. Dude, I see tennis boosts in there. Mm-hmm. Tennis. Maybe we need to get our tennis betting. You know anything about tennis?
I don't.
I don't either, but we'll jump on the boost anyway.
But I like
Tipico. It's the best. And bet with us right here on the Big Play Network all season long with our friends at Tipico using that code BIGPLAY150. Ryan's got the morning update. A lot to get to with that. Comes your way next right here. Fontana Show, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and of course, where you need us on the iHeart app streaming as well. Search Big Play. Take us with you wherever you're going. With that iHeart app, morning update is next. As always, stories you got to know for your Tuesday. We call it the morning update. Stories aplenty. Ryan has them. I didn't even tell you about the one I wanted you to bring up, but we'll see if you bring it up anyway. A little test for you this morning here on the morning update. Take it away, Ryan.
All right.
No, not that story. I'm just kidding.
Well, gosh.
Now the pressure is on.
These primetime games are putting me to sleep.
Yeah,
However, Dallas wins 20-17. They improved to 4-2 after a dismantling loss to the 49ers. Justin Herbert throws a late game-sealing interception as the Chargers fall to 2-3.
I think the Chargers are a little phony. Jumped on the Herbert bandwagon. They got Austin Eckler back. Can they throw the ball to Keenan Allen? Are they allowed to do that? I mean, they found him later in the game. I don't understand. The thing is, and they talked about a lot on the broadcast, was his finger. He's got a broken finger on his left hand, and not that he goes under center that much, but I don't know what it is. I really don't. I don't think Staley's a good coach. Kellen Moore seems to be better for that offense, but I mean, they put up 17 points. You're not going to win a lot of games that way. And granted, Dallas's defense, even without Diggs, is still really good. And Michael Parsons is a game wrecker, and he was making plays. I didn't give enough credit for Dallas, and I apologize for that. I don't understand much with the Chargers. The other story out of that was Troy Aikman on something? Like, he seemed like he was a little loopy. Like, even Joe Buck called him out. He made reference to the Jay-Z meme. Like,
Troy's an interesting fellow.
I don't, like, is he going off the rails? Does he just not care anymore? I don't know. He used the telestrator with the numbers for the first time, but then he mentioned the Jay-Z thing, and there were a couple times Buck looked at him and he goes, like, what are you doing, man? Little loopy there for Troy Aikman for that game. I'll tell you this. I read more into the Chargers than I do Dallas. Dallas, they're a good team. I just thought the Chargers were going to put up points, even against that defense, and I was wrong. I think there's some serious questions need to be asked there with the Chargers and what they're doing. And especially with them on defense. They still have Khalil Mack. Joey Bosa's playing, is he not? Like, I don't know. Questions there for and dude, it just kind of encapsulates the weekend. Some just horrible refereeing, just some horrible officiating. What was that one penalty, the roughing the passer call, where he just pushed Dak Prescott down? Like, officiating is atrocious. That game was bad. It was a bad game.
All right, well, Matt, we've been talking about this for a little bit. We talked about it off the air a little bit ago, but so Bill Belichick, we know he's pretty close to getting that all-time winning record. However, another record that he's close to is the all-time losing regular season record at 165. So he's only 8 losses away from having that record to himself. Do you have any idea, to put you on the spot, Matt, who the 2 coaches that are tied for 165 regular season losses is?
Losses.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
No, I think I know. It's not Marty.
No. I would be impressed if you can get one of them. Dick
Vermeil?
No. So it's Dan Reeves.
Dan Reeves! I knew it was a Chiefs coach. I knew it. Damn it.
And the other one, good old Jeff Fisher.
Jeff Fisher. Damn it. Dan Reeves annoys me more than Jeff Fisher. I should have got that. I knew it. I knew it was Dan Reeves. Damn it. I don't think he cares about that. He wants... Here's my take on the Belichick situation, because it's starting to come up that a lot of people are saying he should be out of there, and how they're going to... Wait, Dan Reeves didn't coach the Chiefs. That's not what I was thinking of. I was probably thinking of the Falcons. That's who I was thinking of. But anyway, I digress on Dan Reeves. Who the hell was I thinking of then? Dan Reeves didn't coach the Chiefs. Dick Vermeil is who I probably was thinking of. Dan Reeves I should have got. Anyway. With Belichick, Robert Kraft doesn't want to have to fire him. At the end of the year, he would like it to be this mutual separation and Belichick to go on his way. And that's, firing a legend's not something you're going to do. And those guys are friends. Like, they have to have a personal relationship, which is tough. Here's the question. Would Belichick go coach somewhere else to get the record? This is just me. I think he's going to do everything that he can to pass Don Shula. He talked about the shade that Shula threw at him. But Belichick seems like a vengeful guy to me. I don't know why. So, if he's not going to be able to do it in New England, if you were a lesser team, a team that will need a head coach, would you bring Bill Belichick in for 3 years? Because he's only got how many years left of coaching, right? He's approaching 8. So you bring him in for a couple of years, say, hey, try to set this culture. I would make the edict like you're not being the general manager here. Like that's just, there's no way. You can come here and coach, but you're not going to be the GM. Would he do that just to pad the stats and try to get the record? I think he would. But you got to find the right team that would be willing to bring him in. Is the Patriots' right decision to fire Bill Belichick? As the general manager, yeah. Their issue there is talent. They paid Juju Smith-Schuster. Mistake. They believed in Mac Jones. Clearly a mistake. I've called it. I will say this to the nth degree, and I will do a dance on this table when it happens, that they're going to call Carson Wentz eventually. And they'll bring him in, and all Belichick wants to do is win 4 or 5 games on the way out. Scrappy, whatever. I don't even know if they're good enough to do that, Ryan. I don't. But yes, the Patriots need to move on from Bill Belichick. And I don't know how they'll approach that. I don't know how they'll do it. Their best case scenario would be he somehow had the win total. Or you go back to, it's how many games does he look back on and say, oh, I should have won that one, or a 1-point loss here and there. I think he wants to win records, and I think he's going to do everything he can to try to get there. I guess if he really needs to sleep at night, let's say they come out and they say, dude, you're done, get out of here, and nobody wants him, he can sit back and say that most people would tell him he's the greatest coach in NFL history. He doesn't really need the win record to have that. He's got the Super Bowls. There's some stink on it about the Tom Brady thing. It was clearly more Brady than Belichick. Can't avoid that. It's a tough situation, I guess. Again, when you have to move on from a legend, that's never easy to do.
Yep. All right. Well, into the baseball world. It looks like we're trending towards a Phillies-Rangers World Series. Phillies get the lead early on the Diamondbacks 1-0 as they defeat them 5-3, and the Rangers pull out a win to go up 2-0 in Houston.
I watched a little of both of these games. Obviously, they were kind of similar in that the Rangers jumped out to a big lead. Houston tried to come back, and Philly jumped out to a lead in Arizona and tried to come back. The long ball, man. Tell me, watching these games with Yordan Alvarez and then Castellanos and Schwarber and Harper, you got to be able to hit bombs, man. You have got it. And then, did you, like Citizens Bank Park, did you watch the video of Harper's home run but with nothing but the crowd noise? Oh, my God. It was electric. It was incredible. Got to be able to hit the long ball. Houston, here's the crappy thing, man. You got swept at home. Like, I don't care. Right, I'm not... And maybe good for you. I thought Astros were going to win that game. I didn't put money on it, but I thought the Astros would win. I think they're cooked. I think Houston's cooked, and I'm with you. I think Phillies are going to run away with this one. So tonight, we'll get to our bets a little bit later in the show, but you got to be able to hit the long ball. That's watching this, pitching, bullpen, all that kind of stuff. You can't hit home runs. You're not going to go anywhere.
Matt, was the story that you were hoping I bring up, was it a baseball story?
No, it was. It was.
Okay, well, maybe I have it here. Well, Oakland Athletics... Yes, okay, yes! I got it.
Yes, Trevor May.
Oakland Athletics relief pitcher Trevor May had
nice job, Ryan. Yes.
Thank you.
Nice.
More than a few words for owner John Fisher while announcing his retirement on his Twitch stream Monday. How about that? He says, "Sell the team, dude. Sell it, man. Let someone who actually takes pride in things they own. There's actually people who give a crap, didn't say crap, about the game. Let them do it." And this line, kind of crazy. Take mommy and daddy's money somewhere else, dork.
I love it. I'm not an A's fan. I feel bad for A's fans here in Cleveland. We can obviously sympathize with people that are losing teams. It does come back to ownership. It has to. The thing is, for that ownership group, right? Why don't you do this? Here's an idea. Sell the Oakland Athletics to somebody who want to keep them in Oakland, and then you can just open an expansion team in Vegas. I'm not stupid. I don't know much about business, but baseball will make its way to Vegas. That's the only major, basketball, but they will eventually have that probably too. It's easier said than done. You're going to go find somebody with billions of dollars to take over a team that doesn't have the numbers for the fan base and all that. There's an old rule to be said in life of don't burn bridges, right? And going through job changes or life, you don't burn bridges. This is different. Trevor May's not playing baseball anymore. He's retiring. So I appreciated him saying this on the way out the door. The sad part is that it's futile. Not going to change anything. It really won't, because these are billionaires. These are billionaire business people, and they do not answer to anybody but the league and themselves. The league wants a team in Vegas. The owners want a team in Vegas. There will be a team in Vegas. And it's sad to see the A's go. I mean, give credit to these Guardians fans. Like, there's no way Cleveland would ever leave because we do have good attendance relative. And the thing is, these teams are becoming hobbies, right? Like, we discussed this with Blitzer. David Blitzer's got money in the Guardians. I think eventually he'll take over the whole team. And he will run it as most NFL owners and baseball owners and NBA owners do. They made their billions doing something else. This is their hobby. This is their side project. And they don't need it to be, I mean, they need it to be sustainable. They're not stupid business people. They want to make money off of it. But this A's owner is saying, hey, we got to go. We're going to go there. There's a bunch of money to be had. And Oakland sees it slipping away. So I'm glad you brought it up because I wanted to say good for Trevor to do that. But in the end of it, it really won't change a thing, which is sad, which kind of sucks. But that's the world that we live in.
Alrighty, well, last bit of news here for the morning update on this wonderful 2 for Tuesday. Cavaliers get their first win of hopefully many to come over, excuse my pronunciation probably, over Anana.
Yeah, close enough.
Maccabi.
Yeah.
And our boy rookie Amani Bates leads the way with 16 points.
I think JB approached it the right way. The vast majority of the guys didn't play. Garland, Donovan Mitchell, all that kind of stuff. And that's a time to get your tick for some of the other players. It's preseason, and I'm not diving too much into preseason on any team, but I'm starting to feel the mo a little bit for the Cavs. Like, the season is right around the corner. I can't wait. It's going to be a fun year there at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. And I think JB Bickerstaff, I think he's handling it the right way, making sure that these guys are ready to go. Getting the burn, I guess, is a little bit. You want to get your wind up. That's kind of where we're at. Not really working necessarily on, like, X's and O's type stuff. But, yeah, it was fun. I watched a few minutes of that game. It's great stuff. All right, good stuff on the morning update, young Ryan. Let's dive back into our 2 for Tuesday up at Matt Fontana's show. We're asking everybody first up, are you bothered by some of the disrespect that the Browns have gotten after Sunday's game? That is still, let's get a quick update, 58-40 people say no. And then our other one, which is really tough, which I can't believe this is a runaway still, 80-20 people say Thanksgiving is over Halloween. I voted Halloween, frankly, just because it was losing, and I felt bad because it's tough to pick just one of those, but we'll see. Oh, it's the live stream. I was on our Twitter channel. Click on the live stream. You can watch this right there at Matt Fontana Show. So that's tough. I'm interested to see kind of where I'm shocked that Thanksgiving is just dominating that way.
Is
it the food? Do you think it's the food? Do you think that's what's setting it apart?
I think it's got to be the food. And it's got to be the food, the football. I don't know if you're a fan, Matt, but the Macy's Day Parade. It's got a lot of... Yeah.
Not really. It doesn't really do it for me, but that's all right. We'll have to see. If you can, Ryan, please pull up that Kevin Stefanski sound again. So yesterday, I think as every media availability will be had, Kevin Stefanski is going to be asked about Deshaun Watson and where he's at. He's going to be tight-lipped about it. He's not going to let anything out. But there was something that I think gave us a little bit of hope for this week to see the progression of Deshaun Watson. Here's Kevin Stefanski yesterday, sound courtesy of the Browns, asked about an update on Watson.
No more as the week progresses. Mary Kay, he's working through his rehab, which does include throwing, but not going to get into specifics past that. But he's making progress for sure.
This is my view on it. And obviously, I'm not in the room. I don't really know. But my view on this, throw and see how you feel. Because if you throw, there's still probably going to be pain. And what everybody kind of said when this injury happened and what started leaking out was he was throwing, but he couldn't drive the football. He wasn't able to get the football down the field. What they need him to do is throw, and then we'll treat the injury. Throw it and see how you feel. Throw and almost get it sore, and then we'll kind of treat it from there. My only reservation, my hesitation is they've been treating it for weeks, and it's not getting any better, right? I'm not saying it's getting any worse. And shout out to Mary Kay Cabot at Cleveland.com. She talked to some doctors, and they all said, like, this could be a 4 to 6 week injury. So now we're into week 3. So there's still a world that he's not ready to go, and he can't play this weekend. I said it is imperative, in my opinion, that Deshaun Watson plays this weekend. If he doesn't, you can still win. And if you win, then you can maybe say, like, bottle up and try to keep the momentum going. Brian, if he played, the boost that it would give your team, and it's almost like I want this story to end. I really do. There's drama all the time. Sometimes it's created, sometimes it's real. There is drama with this because it is a franchise quarterback. He's your starting quarterback. It's the Cleveland Browns. I kind of want this to be, I don't want this to be a story anymore. I would rather go back to debating Deshaun Watson on the field and what he looks like on the field. Now, there is a world that Deshaun Watson really struggles, even when he comes back. Then what is going to happen? Well, people are going to apply. Well, he's hurt. That shoulder is still a thing there. That is a debate, I guess but I want him back on the field. Frankly, Ryan, I'm just sick of these conversations. Yeah. The Browns might have been better off just putting him on IR and saying it's done and he'll come back and he'll be healthy. It might even be the 4 weeks. Tomorrow will be that extremely pivotal day, though. I said that last week. If he can't practice on Wednesday, that makes it really hard to play on the weekends. And I think Stefanski, by saying that throwing is a part of it, that was calling off some of the dogs. I think that was backing some people up about how this is going. And it's not that you need every single little bit of information that comes out or exactly what happens, but tomorrow's going to be a really pivotal day. If he can throw, if he can practice, I'm going to start feeling really good about where the Browns are at heading into the weekend. We head over to ESPN Power Rankings, freshly out for the week. Of course, Monday Night Football is done. Number 1, San Francisco 49ers. Even after the loss against the Browns, Ryan, would you think that the 49ers are still going to be number 1 in the league? Or at least are number 1 today?
Man, that's tough.
KC?
Okay,
Miami?
I'm just going to assume Kansas City's number 1. Just I'm gonna guess, if I had to guess, that they would put Kansas City number 1.
San Francisco's number 1.
Still? Okay.
So they stayed at number 1. And also they did lessons learned for every team. So they learn the 49ers defense is going to be just fine.
Yeah.
It was P.J. Walker. And you want to read into the fine, that's a shot at P.J. Walker. That's me. San Francisco is 1. Kansas City is 2, up 3 spots from number 4. Lesson learned, the Chiefs have a top 10 defense. A lot of defensive things. Number 3, Miami. Number 4, the Philadelphia Eagles. Fall from 2 to 4. Lesson learned, injury fortunes can change quickly. Lane Johnson got hurt. He's got an ankle injury. Dealing with that.
They're feeling the loss of Shane Steichen over there.
I think so too. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. That offense does not look the same. Does not look the same. The Lions, the Detroit Lions, are 5. Buffalo stays at 6. Cowboys stay at 7 after a big win, and up 12 spots. Ryan, your Cleveland Browns up 12 spots to 8.
It's glorious.
Lesson learned, the Browns defense is real. Damn straight they are. Baltimore is 9. Oh, wait, were we up from 12? No, we were up. Oh, no, sorry. We were 12 to 8, so we moved up 4 spots. Damn, I thought we moved up 12 spots. No, we moved up 4. 5. Still, nonetheless, we moved up. Ravens are 9. They're up from 11. And number 10 is Jacksonville, rounding it out. Cincinnati jumps from 18 to 12. The Steelers were idle. Let me see where the Steelers are at. 15. They stay right there at 15. So what do you think? Browns up there at 8. You see the updated playoff? If the playoff started today, Browns got a wild card, Marin.
Yeah.
Damn,
yeah.
That was good.
So let me ask, so are we the only division with all 4 teams in the top 15?
I'm struggling.
That's also a crazy stat.
It has to be, yeah. It's got to be. Certainly not the AFC East. Yeah. No, that's it.
Wow.
Couple divisions have 2, so like Miami,
Buffalo.
and Buffalo, San Fran and Seattle, Detroit's by themselves, Dallas and Philly. So yeah, we're the only team that has all 4.
Wow.
In fact, we're the only team that has more than 2.
Wow.
In the top 12. That's or I'm sorry, in the top 15. Top 15 because the Steelers are 15. Yeah. It's funny because when the season started, everybody was saying how like AFC North, like hands down, was the best division in football. Do you still feel that today? Because like I think it'd be easy to say no because Cincinnati's not necessarily what you thought they were going to be. Baltimore's not quite the juggernaut. Like My gut says no, but then I look around the rest of the divisions and I say, yeah, it still is the best division in football.
Yeah.
The AFC East, you have Miami and Buffalo. That's it. Now, the Patriots are gone. They suck, and I think the Jets suck. The West, it's really only two teams, really one, which is the Chiefs. I think the Chargers are fake, Raiders and Broncos aren't good. It's not the South. And then to the NFC, the North, it's only the Lions.
Yep.
The West, it's the 49ers. Like, I'll listen to Seattle, I'll listen to the Rams, but I think the thing is, when you look at the best division, who is the basement team?
Right. Exactly.
And it's the Steelers for us. They're better than the Patriots. They're better than the Cardinals. They're better than the Titans. Like, it's not as pronounced, I think, as it was in the in the preseason, because people are saying, like, this division is going to be the best in football. It's going to be so hard. It's going to be so tough. They are still it, but it's not the wide gap margin that I thought it was going to be. And if we got to make it as a wild card, I'll make it as a wild card. I got no problem with that. I'd like to win the division, but it is shaking out. AFC North is the best division in football. Not by the margin we thought. They're still damn good. All right, let's get to Time Hop when we return. We'll jump into that. We'll tell you what happened this day, including movies and TVs for Ryan. We'll get to that. We got plenty more coming with our bets for Tipico for baseball tonight. And the bracket, it's complete, Ryan. It's complete. We have all 16 entrants for the best pop. We'll reveal that in our final segment coming up and get the polls out so people can vote on that. That all comes your way next. Matt Fontana Show right here on Big Play. Check us live on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. On-demand shows, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And as always, streaming on the iHeartRadio app. Download that. Search Big Play. You get our show live and then a replay later in the day. All of our shows are there on the iHeart app as well. So we'll get to that. Time Hop comes your way next. Stay with us right here on Big Play. right, let's jump into Time Hop, the 17th of October, the date, 10:30 right on the dot right here on the Matt Fontana Show. Welcome back. Big play. Let's get started. This day, 2021. It all started, Ryan. Browns, Cardinals. We fall 37-14. Cardinals improved to 6-0. Kyler Murray had 4 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield injures his shoulder. Now, it wasn't the one that he was reaching for the football and got smushed by J.J. Watt, but this was the one. Let me pull up the schedule from that year, because I'm pretty sure this was the... Was this the initial injury or the re-aggravation? Because he hurt it twice. So 2021, we fell to Arizona 37-14. No, it was was it Houston in week 2? I can't remember. I tried to block that out from my life, to be honest with you. But again, so the Browns came back after a playoff run in 2020. You come back 2021, year 2 of Stefanski. Everybody thinks Baker's where it's at. No, it was week 2 against Houston. That's where he initially injured it. He re-injured it week 6, this day, 2021 against the Cardinals. Baker always seems to like tie himself back in one way or another. There were people that really loved him. There were people that thought he was going to be it. I thought he was going to be the quarterback to take us places. And listen, he's not a bad quarterback. People get personal with it. You see what he's doing in Tampa. Is he elite? No. Will he ever be elite? Probably not. But there's still, he's better than Zach Wilson. He's better than Desmond. I mean, there's quarterbacks out there that you would say, yeah, I would actually take Baker Mayfield over them. And you see what he does in Tampa. The thing that I always believe for Baker, he had to be in the perfect system. He had to be in the right system, the right scheme, and it kind of went against the grain for some things. And that's not necessarily how you work in the NFL. You want Patrick Mahomes can work in any system and any scheme, and you see where it goes from there. I don't know why this ever went away, but this day, 2021, McDonald's announced they were bringing back Orange High C. That's not in the pop bracket because we put Hawaiian Punch in there. Orange High C, we're not going to put in it's not pop.
Yeah.
And do you want to put it in there? It's pop. It's not a pop. With brackets done, don't worry about it. We have Orange Crush. I guess you could say that that's close to Orange High C. There was nothing like went a little hard the night before, running up to McDonald's drive-through, couple Egg McMuffins,
a McGriddle,
a hash brown, a McGriddle, and then just the largest Orange High C that you could get. Sometimes even get 2 if you need it. But why it never went away, I don't know, but it's back this day, 2021. Dude, I remember this. This day, 2017. Cavs home opener, season opener. No, I don't think it was a home opener, but you want to know I remember it? Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward dislocates his ankle.
That's the first. Ugh. That's the first live injury I remember seeing that was really brutal.
Oh no, I got one worse for it. Don't Google it. Kevin Ware, Louisville. Remember that one? Yeah. But that was it was here. It was against Boston. That's right. It was here.
Yeah, it was at home. That's when we had because I remember the Dwayne Wade meme. He was down on his knee because they were all it was such a gruesome injury.
Yeah, Gordon Hayward broke, dislocated 5 minutes into the game because then they just signed him that offseason too.
Yep.
This day 2017. This day 2016, Game 3 of the ALCS. Indians beat the Blue Jays 4-2. This was the Trevor Bauer drone game. Cut his finger on the drone. He's out there trying to pitch. You talk about, vivid memories of an injury or something. He's sitting there holding the ball, and his finger is just bleeding, dripping blood off of it. This day, 2016. Spider tack be damned on the blood on the ball. Because then they came out, and they eventually had to tell him, dude, you can't keep bleeding on the baseball. You got to go. And they sent him out. And give credit to the Indians bullpen at the time for that. Because they had to piece that through, man. They had to find a way to win that game. I'm pulling the box score up. 2016 postseason. Game 3. Brian Shaw, the ageless Brian Shaw, got the win. For the Indians, whatever. Trevor Bauer only pitched 2/3 of an inning. Here's some names of the past. Dan Otero goes an inning and a third. Jeff Manship goes an inning and a third. Zach McAllister, Brian Shaw goes an inning and 2/3. Cody Allen, an inning and 2/3. Andrew Miller, an inning and a third. So the Indians bullpen went 8 1/3 innings and only gave up 2 runs. Gave up 7 hits, but still, like they tried to glue it. They tried to get it all to work. Didn't really go all that way. Jason Kipnis and Mike Napoli. Napoli had 2 hits in that game, including a double and a home run to help propel the Indians to a win this day, 2016. This day, 1995, the Indians beat the Mariners 4-0 in Game 6 of the ALCS to clinch their first pennant since 1954. When will we get our next one? So 95.
Next year.
7, 16. Ryan saying 2024. I'll say 2026. I don't know. Something about the 6s that I'll roll with there. This day, 1989, Game 3 of the World Series was postponed due to an earthquake. The A's and the Braves were in Oakland minutes before the game. A 6.9 magnitude earthquake would hit the Bay Area. The series would be delayed 11 days, and they would resume then. This day, 1931, they caught Al Capone. Wow. Do you know what he went to jail for, Ryan?
Tax evasion.
Tax evasion. This day, 31, he was sentenced to 11 years in prison for tax evasion. Not all the other horrible things that he did. Tax evasion. This day, 31. This day, 1885, baseball set their player salaries at either $1,000 or $2,000 for the season. Let me look up a little inflation calculator here. I don't know if it goes back to 85. So the U.S. inflation calculator. Damn, it only goes to 1913. But anyway, I'll give you $1,000 in 1913 was $31,000 today. Damn. Damn. I mean, your stories might be like, oh, I bought a house for $5,000 back in the day. Oh boy.
Go to the movies for a dime.
Times were better, simpler, easier. I don't know. It's the 1885. Very happy birthday to former Cavalier player and front office person Danny Ferry, the Big Easy, Ernie Els, John Rocker. Probably should take him off the list. He's kind of a psycho. Miles Straw, Rita Hayworth, Mike Judge of Beavis and Butthead, but King of the Hill is damn good too, and Office Space. Evel Knievel, the late great Norm Macdonald, and Eminem, all celebrating birthdays.
Happy
today.
birthday, Slim Shady.
What do I have for you, Ryan? I've got 5.
Woo.
5. All movies for you today. All movies for
I
you
love the
today.
sound of that.
Okay. We start, again, I'm not able to play clips for you, so I'm going to have to poorly describe the movie as I normally do. All right. We start with a movie. Again, they're all movies. This day, 2014. Angelina Jolie's ex-husband. I drives a tank.
Fury.
Fury is correct. That was a layup. That was a layup. I tried to get something with Michael Pena and then also like Logan Lerman, but I couldn't think of anything. Shia LaBeouf. I should have done something with Shia LaBeouf. Damn it. Fury. Great war movie. Great war movie. This day, 2014. All right, next up, this day, 1998. Your starting hint is 'tis the season.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
A young lady finds out about her heritage and decides to learn more about it. A young lady learns about her heritage and follows her grandmother to a specific town to learn about it. Really badly described. That's the whole point. Stay 98. You might not have ever seen this movie.
Okay.
Do you get the hint on 'tis the season?
Yeah, I mean Christmas.
No.
Oh.
No, 'tis this season, Ryan. What is this season right now?
Oh. Fall?
What
What do you mean?
Halloween. Halloween.
Okay.
Halloween. Okay, start with Halloween.
Okay, now let me hear that hint one more
Okay.
time.
A young lady learns about her heritage and follows her grandmother to a mythical town.
Oh. Is the town like Salem?
No.
I don't.
I've given you the name of the movie. It's Halloween Town. Have you ever seen Halloween
No,
Town?
I haven't.
Okay, so
I
you wouldn't have got it. Halloween Town.
Okay.
This day, 1998. All right, this day, 1997. A very popular slasher film of the era. It's going to be hard. A married couple in real life star in this movie. Has to do with a boat, and it has to do with a fisherman. So again, slasher film. This couple is married in real life, and it has to do with fishing and a fisherman. I think I'm doing all right with that. I think it's...
Maybe if I knew who the actors were.
All right.
I don't know.
All right, I'll lay it on for you.
I don't know when you get to-
Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar. Probably didn't help you. Did
No. No.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Okay. I haven't seen
Ryan Phillip, Jennifer Love Hewitt. Come on now. Have you heard of it? You know of it? Have you seen it?
Yeah. Isn't that when I know like
They hit the guy
kills
with the
him?
car,
Yeah,
and then he
yeah.
comes back, and I still know. And then, shocking on the sequel, I still know what you did last summer. Yes, I know what you did last summer. This day, 1997. All right, another film that came out this day, 1997. I'm trying to think of a good way to describe this. Okay, John Wick hears a voice and is tempted by the Godfather. Yeah.
Oh no, I know.
Yeah.
I believe Devil's Advocate.
Devil's Advocate is
Yes,
correct.
That's a
Yes.
good movie. That's a good movie.
I was like, John Wick. When I had Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino, it's hard to not use them. But yes, The Godfather and John Wick, which really I said The Godfather, that's kind of Marlon Brando, you know.
That is a creepy movie.
Devil's Advocate is a great flick. Yeah, it's a great flick. This day, 1997. Then we wrap up. Okay. This one is really hard because I had a clip that I can't play. And I don't think you're going to get it. But I'll tell you this. The movie that came out this day, 1968, has one of the most famous car chases in history. And I don't know if that helps. So your other hint is the King of Cool. Do you know who the King of Cool was? Steve McQueen.
Okay.
And he was in a movie, I'll give it to you, called Bullet. This day, 1968. And there's a chase scene where, so Steve McQueen's a cop. Frank Bullitt is his name. He's investigating this thing. Long story short, he's driving this 68 Ford Mustang, green. And he starts getting chased by this Dodge Charger. And they rip through the streets of San Francisco. Or was it? No, it was San Francisco because they're going up and down hills and stuff like that. And, yeah, right? They weren't, whatever. Anyway, it's one of the most famous car scenes in history. And then I can tell you a little factoid. The OG 68 Mustang that he drove in that movie is the most valuable Mustang in history with an estimated value over $3.4 million.
Is that because it was in the movie?
Oh, yeah, because it was in the movie, because Steve McQueen drove it. And again, I haven't seen the whole movie of Bullet. I've seen the chase scene, but it goes down as like one of the greatest car chase scenes of all time. So again, Fury, Halloween Town, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Devil's Advocate, and Bullet, all this day in history for Time Hop. I'll give you a little pass on that. I thought you did all right. Some of those are tough movies. You got Fury right off the bat.
2 for 5. I'll hit
Devil's
400.
Advocate,
I'll be in the Hall of Fame.
which was pretty. That would get you to the Hall of Fame. It really would. All right, let's get to it. Our bracket of the week. The big play bracket returns. So we will do this each and every week now moving forward. We've reinvested ourselves here in the bracket, and we'll have a subject depending on what comes to mind. So we did the story last week that Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse was flipping over from Pepsi to Coke. So it got us into a debate of the best pop of all time. We asked for your submissions. rule of the show, don't complain when one of your submissions isn't in there if you didn't tweet at us. The Johnny come latelys with this, Ryan, you will see are incredible. I'll send this out and people go, oh, hey, man, you forgot this, you've got that. You had time to tweet it at us. You didn't. We have the 16. I believe we can pull the bracket up to show everybody the 16 that we have.
You ready to unveil it?
Yes, let's do it. Typico is going to do with our bets. Who would you place your bets on as being the favorite, Ryan Coe? It's bright. It's probably plus money on that, but we'll see. Nonetheless, we're too Typico for our bets for this evening, folks. Typico, download the app, use that code BIGPLAY150 and get signed up. You can enjoy baseball all playoff season long. Yeah, we cried.
Yeah, I just got the message. OBS quit unexpectedly.
There you go. So we're back. We're live. We were streaming, and then it crashed. Lovely part.
It didn't like that we put Hawaiian Punch in
I guess Hawaiian Punch was really against it. It is what it is. All right, to Typico, here we go. Use that code BIGPLAY150. Get signed up for tonight. 8:07 first pitch. The Diamondbacks, Aaron Nola, Michael Kelly going. Your boosted odds. Bryce Harper to record a hit and score a run. Boosted to plus 170. Top of the lineup, playing well, very possible. And then Merrill Kelly, not Michael Kelly, Merrill Kelly, excuse me, to record 6+ strikeouts and the Diamondbacks win. Plus 420. Who do you got tonight, Ryan? Phillies, Diamondbacks. Phillies are a minus 160 money line favorite. Over under set at 7.5. I kind of like. I think the Phillies are going to win.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if I want to take them on the money line or if I want to take them on a 1.5 spread where they would have to win by 2. That's how I won yesterday.
I might just throw in the money line and then pepper in the over.
You like the over tonight, 7.5?
Get a little boosted odds there.
All right, I can do that. I can listen to that for you. All right, so get your bets in with Typico for tonight for the baseball. We get the ALCS resuming tomorrow. Before you know it, we'll be to Thursday Night Football and get our bets with that. Use that code BIGPLAY150. Final visit of our 2 for Tuesdays up at Matt Fontana Show. First up, does the disrespect in a way, or lack of respect given to the Browns after the win bother you? 50, 60, 40 people say no. And I think there's something to be said about, I think that's some maturity. I can't think of a better word, but like the maturity of the Browns fans, like, don't let the outside noise bother you. We move forward on it. We'll be all right. We know how good this Browns team is at. And then the second one, I thought it'd be a lot closer than this. Halloween or Thanksgiving, 80-20 Thanksgiving is just running away.
That's crazy.
Lamar tweets, Thanksgiving, it's not even close. Food, football, I forgot about the 4-day weekend.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Lakers fan, Halloween as a kid, but Thanksgiving as an adult. It's a good tweet. I think it's a really solid tweet. The 4-day weekend, like there's something to be said about what I like about Thanksgiving is it's kind of like Memorial Day and Labor Day. It's always Halloween. I know it's the 31st and all that kind of stuff. Halloween should always be on a Friday. They should just pick the last Friday in October and just make that Halloween.
I agree.
But there's something cool about, Thanksgiving is always on Thursday. You always get the 4-day weekend that kind of rotates through. I could see it. I'm just shocked that it was that big of a gap between Thanksgiving and Halloween. Appreciate everybody joining us. We'll be back tomorrow. Got some guests lined up for this week. We're going to try to talk to Ashley Bastock. Chance we're going to talk to Jake Butt. He is college football analyst for the Big Ten. Ohio State with a big matchup for Penn State. So we'll get to that a little bit later in the week. And tomorrow, I think it'll be a big day for the Browns, as we all kind of turn our attention to Sean Watson, kind of wonder if there will be any more leaks or any more information coming out about Watson. But as we know, the biggest thing is making sure that he's healthy and getting him back. Getting him back is imperative for this team right now. So we'll see. We'll probably get a little bit more on that. And really, the confidence levels, we turn our attention to the Colts. It's a must-win game again. It is a must-win game for just the fact of the Browns have built this momentum. They put themselves in a good spot. I want them to capitalize on it. I just so badly want this team to get on this run that I think they can do. And knowing that the stretch of games that you have coming up, a win is a win. And I think the momentum for this team, it's tough to build it. And Watson coming back will continue that. Watson playing well on Sunday will just take this team to a brand new level. This team is starting to believe, like this fan base is, that we can make the playoffs. Before, it was hope, it was belief. There's tangible things there now. There's real things there for this team to make the playoffs, and I hope they will. I'm excited that we're playing good football. That takes you a long, long way. So we'll keep it locked in for tomorrow. Again, we'll be back 9 to 11. Don't miss us there. Also coming up, don't forget, Chico 12 to 2 today. iHeart app, download that, take that wherever you're going to go, search Big Play, and it'll pop right up, and also the restreams of all of our shows throughout the day. Today's Tuesday, so what do we have? Josh and Maria Cribbs is tonight with the return?
With Josh and Maria Cribbs, as well as In the Huddle with Ted Ginn Jr.
Oh, nice. Okay, so Ted's going to do Tuesdays.
And tomorrow, Matt, we're back, baby, with Boobies World.
Boobies World is back. So again, folks, I've been obviously, if you're watching us, you know about Big Play. You have found us. We got your content. We've got coverage for you for basketball, football, all of it. Boobies World is back starting tomorrow. Bonus time with Drennan is tomorrow. The return with Josh and Maria Cribbs tonight. Ted Ginn shows today as well. Find it all. Big Play. Follow us on social media across all the platforms for all the shows. And again, Chico coming up from 12 to 2 today. So we appreciate all the support. As always, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. For Ryan Tyler, I am Matt Fontana. And as always, take it easy.